Hello everybody, welcome to Tuesday's video. Now there's probably going to be some other stuff that's going to drop later on with all this kind of like spring cleaning stuff and whatever event's going to be dropped with that. Probably the spending money kind of thing, but we'll see what drops later on. Either way, I want to do a little video and just do a little bit of a catch up. Today's been a relatively relaxing day for me, especially because I've been building stuff for the second channel. So you might have noticed now, the second channel is called Rich's Realm, and this is where I'm going to be posting my Marvel Realm of Champions content. It seemed to be more of a discussion point and an idea that obviously with the name it really signifies that this will be the best place to put the Marvel Realm of Champions content, because there are going to be people on this channel that don't want to see Marvel Realm of Champions. It's important to divide those two, and obviously something that I do completely agree with. So that's why anything Marvel Realm of Champions wise will all be put on this channel. I may make a mention, just say if you want to see any Marvel Realm of Champions based content, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah, latest news, I'll go, look, come to this channel. This is where it's going to be. Obviously that means where I put the Marvel Avengers content, the Marvel Future Revolutions and Iron Man VR content is another thing, and whether or not I'd make another channel for each individual of those games, I do not know. I'd love to keep it in one place. But in any case, what's going to happen with the Marvel Contest of Champions stuff is still, I'm going to be like always on the grind with this stuff. Sometimes you'll like the MCOC content I make, sometimes you won't, but that's how it's obviously going to be. But the main thing is to point out what I'm actually doing in game. Not really much. Yes, to a degree I am doing stuff, and if you've gone over to Twitch, you'll notice that I'll be obviously doing stuff from Incursions right the way through to Arena Grinding, Act 6, Variant 1 as well, and I'll be continuing to do that as and when. I'm kind of getting there when it comes to progression, which is something that people would probably go, again, oh, you're not making much progression based on like where other people are at and other stuff, and like, but I always say, look, well, some of my videos take a lot longer to make. Except for today, when I'm having more of an admin day and I'm working on the background with stuff and just ramping up and improving things in different places. And as well, playing Call of Duty Warzone, because I'm really enjoying that game at the moment. Thanks to everybody that watched that video on Sunday. In any case, let's focus on what I've been up to this month. And to be honest, in comparison with other months, I've actually done a lot more. It took me a while enough to actually do something with Act 6.2. Which I do need to go back to and 100% some of those fights, but they're complete trash and BS, but that's my thoughts on it. 6.3 is better in my opinion, and it's a little bit more straightforward. The fights that I'm enjoying are I think it's the Havoc fight. That was all right. And some light lanes on there. The Nick Fury fight is okay. I just need to figure out some other options. Actually, I think Suicide Masteries have now limited me on a few bits of progression here or there. And I would like to pick up a few different champions before going back in. Which is again the same problem that I had before. I've not ranked up anybody. And again, it goes back to as soon as I've completed Act 6, I will then go and say, look, what have I picked up from these crystals? As well, am I going to pick up something from the thing that's going to drop today, whatever it is, if I decide to spend or not spend? Those are key questions, and that's obviously the reason that I've got resource again. Still there, look, resource. So I'm like, where do I spend this? Am I going to get something good from my next 6-star opening, which, let's face it, I'm just about to get? And as well, by the end of, I think this week or next week, it depends, because I've got other stuff I want to do in my life and other stuff, that if I do open crystals, then am I going to pick up something from this? 2 6-stars from a bigger opening. Am I going to see something good? Maybe, possibly, don't know. Same thing with the Nexus crystal. Pick up something good? Maybe, don't know. 10,005. You know, you get the idea. I'd rather go, okay, so let's see what we get from these crystals, providing I get there in time, and go, look, what have I got to strengthen the roster? What have I got that maybe is quick to power control, that maybe the case is Suicide Mastery friendly? I don't know. But that is the thing, largely to prepare for the 100%ing of Act 6, which for me has always been by June, which I'm probably going to stretch to the end of June, especially considering we've got Marvel Realm of Champions. I need to balance my time accordingly between both channels, but I'm still going to have the continued effort to what I put into this channel. So I'm not going to go like, oh, well, I'm just going to go and do this and do this. It'll always be a case you'll get videos and content attributed that's going to be focused on MCOC on this channel, and as well like guides, lane guides, path guides, news, information, those kind of things, it's always going to be on here as well. So I'm excited to run them both. And as well, days where I'm like, well, I've made some content MCC Rise, let's put it out. I can then do some Marvel Realm content as well. So I satisfy whatever I'm into at this given time. Also, it's given me the opportunity to do an initial completion of Variant 1, being Alliance free, because that's another thing. I've been Alliance free now for about, I think, coming on 3 weeks, nearly. Obviously, by the end of the month, it's going to be a month that I've been Alliance free, and so far I've achieved a lot more. And it does go down to roster availability. And even though my previous Alliance were really accommodating for me having champions that I could use, it was still a problem that most of the champions I would feel that would be easier to use and would be good against the content like Alliance Wars and as well Map 6, they were just locked for that. So my best champions were locked for that. And I wanted to make sure I used my best champions to limit down deaths and at the same time make sure my spend on glory was limited down as well. So there had to be some kind of like give to this, and I just felt a month off Alliance-based participation was actually going to be beneficial. And the answer to that, if people are saying me like, is Alliance free worth it? Yes, to a degree. And I've even noticed that Killer Beezy, I think, is going Alliance free as well. It just like sorts out this thing about availability and say reminding yourself to move in certain things. Like for me, if I want to spend a whole day just making videos and not concentrate on anything else, then I can do that. And that's been great. But at the same time, it's limiting the glory that I get. And yes, again, always the answer to this is, okay, you can make your own alliance. You can run map 3. But the same problem would be that I would always forget to join because I'd be too focused on the work that I was doing. Hence why a lot of people do decide that when certain people are doing a retirement alliance and they're bringing new people in old accounts, they'll bring people on just to kind of like use energy. I can't remember what the word is. It's kind of like escort them to the next kind of like node. I really can't remember what it's called, but there is a term in game to do that. Taxi, that's it. Taxi. To taxi you to the next kind of like node. And again, like I just, it's either I'm in and I'm all in, or I'm all out and I'm staying out. I don't want to just go like I just want to dip my toe in and just kind of do that. I just think that it's best to kind of like separate myself away from it and then come back stronger to then just get into it. This has also been a bit of a weird month because we've seen a lot of things that not really kind of go well with the game, but then other stuff has been good. Incursions, I'm still, I don't know. I was all for them and really kind of pumped for them, and then I went back to being on the shelf of, and it's difficult to kind of get myself hyped for them. And I don't know if there's something in the future that allows you to get 6-star shards from this, and maybe like the further aspects of availability for the incursion crystals are there. Because at the moment, here's my problem, is that only being able to do one attempt to get an Aegon was not really, when I thought about it, much of a enticement for me to do anything more. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because look, Kabam do give you offers to then go and do other things. But for me personally, it's like if you're set for one specific champion, and these obviously are very more specific in what they give out, with a lower pool and obviously more chance to kind of get the needed champion you want, it is just like, is it enticing me to kind of like spend my dark artifacts? No. And I think in future, maybe it's a case that I'll go, if there's nothing good in particular that I want from any of these crystals, obviously 40 days is when they're going to reboot, and that's the problem, the length of time. If it was one a month, great. But one every 2 months, I don't like that. I don't think that's very good. So I think I'll probably end up going for a 5-star hero crystal next one, if it's a case. And I've got like about 8,000, about 7,000 more dark artifacts to go. So incursions have been very much, they've been good. Okay, they've been good. They've been fun. But it's a case there's still like a lot of scuffy things that goes on within them. And obviously you're going to get some like BS nodes here or there. Unless you've got certain champions that are going to make it like completely doable, you're going to see the frustrations. Either way, this month has been a good month. It's been well put together. But at the same time, there's been a lot of stuff in game that's giving me a bit of a sour taste. And stuff that maybe Kabam have done that have kind of added to that sour taste. Either way, you know, I'm sure that next month is going to be better. So the month of May, with what they got planned, should be really good, and I'm really kind of hopeful for it. And you've got to be hopeful about like the next month's always going to be better than the month before, because look, with stuff going on with Alliance Wars always, and I cannot stand Alliance Wars, I really hope that the raid system, which has been teased by Otrux, if it's in case that it's going to be a future thing, could be a replacement for Alliance Wars and Alliance Wars seasons, then that could be great, because every month there is something to complain about, and something where the matchmaking hasn't been working out well. There's been collusion, there's been exploitation, there's been mercs, there's stuff that's been associated with Alliance Wars that's just made it a bit of a sour taste. And obviously the merking and the Legends run is something that I kind of want to address in a future video. But at the same time, it's like, look, nowadays, don't do a Legends run if you think that you're going to get a load of mercs taking the opportunities from you. Can Kabam sort this out? No, they haven't done it. They can't do it. I'm not saying they won't do it. They can try to sort this out. But still, you've got the same problems that people's legendary grinds of things are lost, and ultimately people are left salty, and if it leaves people salty, they won't want to play the game in the future, and it's something that Kabam need to address. But this has been going on for so long, I don't know what Kabam can really do. If they try and implement something where the accounts are locked with IP addresses, then there'll probably be a workaround to this. There's so many things that could be done, but it's not exactly easy from Kabam's perspective to sort out. Either way, you know, that's just going off on a tangent here, kind of like, it's best say for another video. The final thing to end on is my hunt still goes on for Aegon as an awakening. It is a very difficult thing to try and do. It is not a case that you can just go, oh, I've got 25 star crystals here. One of those is going to be Aegon. That's not going to happen. And anytime I kind of do these openings, it's a case I go like, well, there's always a chance. It's not to say that I will get it, but it's still fun to see what I can get. And as well, I may get a 5-star awakening gem. That could be today could be a skill one from whatever offer. Would I pick it up? I don't know. We'll have to see what they're like later on. And as well, you know, from next month's event where there's rifts, could be a good opportunity to pick up something. Could see a skill awakening gem. Who really knows? It could be a really fun month and could change everything. And if that's the case, I will probably do Labyrinth for Legends fully in like a stream within a week. And then I'll do like a path a day, and then we'll do the Abyss of Legends after that. And that will see us into the end of the month and the launch of what will be, well, whenever will be Act 1 of Book 2, aka Act 7. But we'll see how this drops later on. And yeah, thank you very much for all the support on the channel this month. There we go, that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching. It's been one of these long form videos, just kind of informing you where I'm up to, what I'm doing. Would have wanted to put this out on Thursday, but I feel there's going to be so much stuff out with a new event that it's just going to be a case. It's better to make this kind of video today. And then obviously we've got the later news later on with probably the spring cleaning, and maybe I'm going to buy something. So there could be another 2 videos out today. We'll have to see what drops later on and whether or not I recommend to buy. And as well, maybe I'm going to get lucky and get that Awakening Gem for Aegon, and that will be forming the basis of my future streams, doing Labyrinth for Legends with that. Who knows? But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting the channel. Please hit the like button, all that stuff, and see you all later on. Bye-bye.